Then take questions.
First and foremost, just appreciate all the students coming out. They were awesome. They were fired up. They were pumped up Monday night. It was cool to see everybody there. So just a shout out to our students, our fans. I really appreciate everybody coming out. Just proud of our guys. I told them it was all about trying to play at a standard. We're trying to create a Penn State mentality. How we go about things, no matter who we play against. And I told her that was my challenge to the guys today, no matter what the score was, play to our mentality that we want to have at all times. And thought the guys did a great job sharing the ball, helping each other on defense, getting deflections, getting turnovers, created offense. And I just thought the seniors did an awesome job being ready to go today.
John and then Mark.
Mike, you guys obviously didn't have Eli or Miles tonight. Do you know how long you'll be without those guys?
Eli won't be too long. Miles is just in the protocol, so he'll be a little bit of time, but they'll be back sooner than later.
Mike, a 7-1 guy is going to dominate some of these lower division opponents, but in the way that he was able to do it, being at the front of kind of the snake that you guys have there, getting to the free throw line, doing all those things, moving really well. How impressed were you by what he was able to do there?
Yeah, you haven't seen anything yet. I mean, he's got so much more potential and so much more ability. And I think if he hangs out with Ace and Nick and those guys, he's only going to get better and better. Yannick he just has a great feel. He grew up in Europe playing. He played against pros for a long, long time. He just has a great feel how to play basketball the right way. But the other thing is he's a big guy that can really move. He plays on his toes, can cover ground. He's his second jump for a big kid that size, and he's really strong in his trunk. So he's got a lot of different ways. But he can step away from the basket and be very comfortable with the ball too. So I think he's just getting better and better, and as he continues to get our mentality and our grit, I mean, the sky's the limit for the kid. But as good of a basketball player you guys saw today, he's a 10 times better kid. His character is unbelievable. He's all about the right stuff. He's super coachable. He doesn't get in his own way. He plays with a clear mind. So I just think he's scratching the surface.
Is that 250 weight accurate? It looks like there's more.
That's probably he might be 255, 260. Yeah, he's a big dog.
Thanks.
Coach, you guys seemed to overwhelm them early with your defense. Seemed like the press was active. Yannick was in the backcourt at times pressing. How much different is this team this year in that press as opposed to last year?
Well, it's part of building a program. Your first year, sometimes you're in survival mode, and we wanted to do that. We just couldn't always do it. We didn't have the bodies or the depth. This year we do. You saw that. Our new guys, we recruited our guys specifically to be able to guard multiple players and positions, and to be able to press. Ace isn't the only one that can guard the ball. I mean, you have Freddie and Javin and Dom and DeMarco, and of course Nick. I think Nick's maybe the best presser in the country. So, that gives you versatility. That gives you options. So then you can keep it on and do it differently, and sometimes take other guys out of it. And you don't have to wear Ace out on the ball all the time. So that's what we wanted to recruit to in year 2, and I'm really proud of our staff because they did that. And then you have some big guys like Kachi and Miles and Yannick that can press because they can move so well. They show their versatility, but also if they break the press, you got to deal with those guys at the rim. And you saw Yannick today clean up some of those plays. So just give us more options in year 2 and hopefully going forward.
Mike, right over here. I've obviously coached Ace for a while now. It seems like we just saw his shot just completely evolve tonight.
Who's this?
Ace.
Oh, yeah.
How did that come to be?
Well, Ace always worked on his game, but this summer, I mean, not to cut off your question, but he worked like a pro this summer. He was strategic. He did it a lot. He probably did it more than anyone. Our player development coach, Clay Connor, Clay showed him a lot of tape from his past years, showed him NBA guys. They had a strategic approach to his summer. When guys went home, he stuck around And it wasn't just one time in the gym, it was 3 or 4 times sometimes. Come back at 12 o'clock at night. The managers rebound for him all the time. He gets in the gym early. For practice, he sticks around later, depending what type of day it is. He might come back. So he's just, it's, you know, he sees the light at the end of the tunnel, right? You know, he had a professional approach this summer in all areas, taking care of his body, the weight room, and of course the gym. So every year he's become a better shooter because we've demanded him to and work on it, but he's taken it to a whole nother level this off season.
If you wouldn't mind me following up
I'm
there.
sorry.
What does it do when Ace and also, you know, a guy like Zach Hicks are both able to shoot at such a high level?
It just spreads the court, and then you get other. Then it's one-on-one in the post. You get downhill. It creates great spacing. You can't cheat off players, and you know, it gives a guy like Nick more room, right? Gives a guy like Puff more room. Then you have Freddie. Gives Yannick and Kachi when they roll. Like, do you help off those guys? Do you help off Ace? You stay longer on Ace when he's using the ball screen. Just changes. You know, it just puts more stress on the defense. When we always say this, you want to have multiple handlers and multiple shooters on the court together. It creates extreme space. You give your teammates the gift of space, and then when that ball gets hot, you got to pick your poison.
Nate, Max, Joe.
How did you think Jobin handled Ace having 2 fouls and getting him in early?
You know what? He's one of our best shooters, and he didn't shoot it well today, and I was busting his chops. He was 0 for 5 from 3. I'll bet. Well, you can bet in college sports, but if you could, I don't think he'll ever go 0 for 5 again in his career. That's how good of a shooter he is. Dude scored like 3,000 points in high school, and they put 2 people on him, but he could really shoot. But I loved it. He handled it well. He ran what we needed to do. He's got to play Ace every day in practice, and Ace doesn't take it easy on him. Ace tries to whoop him every day, and I love his fight. I love how he's continuing to get better and working on it. I wouldn't be surprised if Jovin's in the gym right now shooting. That's the type of kid he is.
Max.
Well, Nate stole my question right there. I feel like
That's Nate.
yeah, typical, right? I feel like the role for Nick and Puff changed quite a bit with the different athleticism, the different things that you can do with this team. Do you agree with that, and how do you think that played out tonight?
Well, you know, I think Puff had a great off season, and you know, Puff is just all about the right stuff, and you know, Puff can make open threes, especially in the corners, right? In trail position, and then he just plays so darn hard. And the way he drives the basket, the way he pursues loose balls, you know, his defense, it just like he's a winner, and he can help these young guys understand, master your role, right? Star in your role to make the team win. I just think when you have other shooters out there, even when we get Eli out there, it opens things up for a guy like Nick to cut. Like, you know, he's such a tremendous cutter. It just gives him more room to cut. His man helps. You give Nick more space to do things and create. So it just gives us options, without a doubt. Those guys, their role needs to increase, right? And do more your senior. You know, we're not holding back, but you're also playing with teammates now where they can pick their spots and help you as much as you can help them.
Coach, we already talked about Zach's scoring output, but it felt like he was doing just a lot of different things on the court tonight. What did you make of him?
Yeah, I
overall?
think, you know, I said this to him in front of the team last week. I don't know if I ever had one guy in 12 months improve defensively as much as he is. Now, he's a hard worker and he's very coachable, so that helps. And he wants you to be demanding on him. But just his openness to improve his defense, like, was just flat out impressive. And he plays really hard, and he wants that challenge. And you saw that today. And guys that play really hard with a clear head on defense, you get a deflection, you run through a pass, you read a play, and good things happen. So he's been super. I'm so proud of him.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Have a great night, guys. See you Friday.